right. I'm loving this morning, man. I'm up here on the stage in the amphitheater. And judging from last week, the sound up here is great. Yeah, right. So yeah, this is it. 22. Master number 22. You're knocking them out. Hey, I didn't forget about this 100 subs, man. I know you all kind of like, man, yeah, but 6 degrees of separation, man. Call somebody. We're very close to 100. That would be beautiful if we can accomplish that this week. Hey, let's give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I'm putting it out there. Oh, and the other thing, I'm putting together my website. I'm gonna have the QR code is gonna be up here for the whole thing. So I want people to come by. I got new music up there. I got a new look. I got all that kind of stuff going on. So yeah, let me know what you think. It'll be right up here. Right up here. Yeah. Check it out. Check it out. It is December 21st. That's right. Oh man, we going through this thing. This year is done. Been done. All right, episode number 22. Master number 22. So yeah, see what we get into today. We'll see what we get into. Funny picture. Maybe I'll change my angle. That's it. That's it. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. It's funny. Kind of overcast morning. Not gonna lie, it's cold out here. Definitely. I don't know what the temperature said, but it's cold. Got my coffee, so yeah. Dealing with it. All right. First of all, thank you for those that checked out episode 21 and 20. And responded, left a little message, a little note. So that was cool. I really am encouraged by people who, give a little thumbs up or say a little word or just a little anything. Everything is valued, and everything to me is valuable. So yeah, I appreciate that, man. So. This episode is going to be a little, I don't know, we'll see. I'm not going to characterize it. We'll just let it run. These are things, that I've been thinking about. So, yeah, here we go. First on my mind is this season, this so-called Christmas season. I spoke about it a couple of episodes ago, but the momentum of Christmas is really upon us, right? Over time, over the years, I've been able to kind of extricate myself from the holly jolly season, So I don't think I'm as affected as people who are, let's say, married or have these families where they feel obligated to perpetuate this holiday. And it seems that as adults and as people in general, even though we know better, for some reason we don't really change. We just continue to push these things forward and leave it for our offsprings and for the people coming behind us. And I'm not sure what that is. It just puts people in debt. The spiritual aspect of it, if it ever was there, it's completely gutted at this point. So I'm not sure what we're even doing. And I mean, if we want to go give somebody a gift, let's give somebody a gift. You want to say I love you to somebody, say I love you. You know. And if you are like a Christian and stuff, and you want to worship your Christ or whatever, do that. You can do that every day. As a matter of fact, you should be doing that every day. But that's a whole other chapter. But you know, this is where we're at with it. It's unabashed like capitalism and just buy shit and you know, Black Friday sales. What do they call it? Tech Monday or whatever, and just keeps going. Buy now, get it before Christmas. Maybe, you know, probably. Who cares? You already bought it. So, you know, people have been calling me a cynic all my life. Basically, I don't feel like I'm a cynic. I just feel like I'm a realist, and it's you know, it is what it is. It's the Christmas, the Xmas. They took the Christ out of it altogether. At one point, and just put an X there, like an Xmas shit, Xmas sale. I don't know what that means, but anyway. So that's that part. Now, I'm gonna segue to something else that you know, people are gonna say like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? So one morning, I guess it was Tuesday, Monday, one of these mornings, I got up. I don't know, maybe it was something I went to sleep looking at or thinking about. I don't know. But you know this talk about the Matrix, everybody talks about the Matrix from the movie, that we are not in a reality. This is not real. This is artificial, right? We're in an artificial reality. This is what they say. So somehow in my mind, I had this concept of pi, P-I, and phi, P-H-I. Now, the in numbers or in math, pi is represented by 3.14159, and the number goes on and on and on. And phi is represented by 1.61803, and that number goes on into infinity. So my dream, my idea was that one of those, and I thought pi was the artificial matrix, and phi was the real natural environment that we're supposed to be experiencing. Now, pi represents repetitive motions, waves, circles, things that repeat, you know, endlessly. You know, it's like closed systems, right? Phi represents creativity and random, but it also has a pattern. It's can be referred to as the Fibonacci sequence, where it goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, so on. The numbers keep going. And I mean, if you can follow the numbers, you know how you get the next number, so I didn't want to get into all of that. So yeah. But it represents beauty, you know. They say all the great works of art or architecture has that sequence in it, that 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever. You can actually see it. It is represented in the shell, the circle that spirals out, spiral. And we see that. When we see that representation, we will identify that as being beautiful in somebody's face. Even your fingers, you know, the joints are Fibonacci, everything. So this is what I got up with, right? So I went to Deep Sea, and I went and have this conversation. I told I was going to write a book, and that I figured one of these would be the evil one. Pi would be the fake matrix that's being projected by some evil interdimensional force or some shit, and Phi would be what we're naturally supposed to be. But the more I thought about it, and the more information I got from Deep Seek, is that both those representations in nature are equal, are vital, right? And then I thought about comparing it to the left brain and the right brain. The left brain being more material, being doing shit repetitively, and the right brain being more creative side, right? So, that's how people thought, right? But today, the neurologists or people that study the brain, they say that it's equal portions. People use equal portions, but I could look out here and see that people don't use equal portions. Some people are more right brain inclined, and some people are more left brain inclined. And there's another thing I got from doing research, not about this, but something else, is that nature tends to repeat itself in different in things that seem to be unrelated, like Pi and Phi, left brain, right brain, creativity versus more structured approach. So these kind of concepts, these kind of philosophies, these kind of expressions seem to repeat themselves everywhere, right? And a lot of people I know seem to be more, or tend to want to be more right brain. But I know in my life, you can't do one without the other, And this brother, Seven Bomar, who's a prolific inventor and YouTuber, he talks about the universe, right? Uni meaning to unite, and verse meaning verses, right? So there seems to be all around us this concept of trying to bring things together and at the same time pulling them apart, trying to be structured and repetitive, and also trying to be random and creative. And these things happening all the time. Some of us will gravitate to one or the other, but it's what I was thinking about. So I figured I would just share that, and this whole idea about a fake matrix and a real matrix, and I wonder if it even really matters. It's one of those things about life that people try to decipher. And if you know about Gnosticism and the Gnostics, they were pretty much convinced that we were caught in some kind of artificial environment. And I don't want to get too deep into that. People who know. People who know about it know about it. And a lot of the experiences that we're going through now, even with AI and different approaches, they talked about that shit over 2,000 years ago, which is crazy. But here we are, And I know for me, these kind of concepts, they just surface in different ways. I just thought I would bring that forward in terms of Pi, P-I, and Phi, P-H-I, and how numbers, mathematics, seems to be the language of the universe, The forces that seek to come together and pull apart. at the same time, and we kind of feel these stresses in our lives. It's a duality. We live in a duality, in opposites. Things go this way and they go that way, and sometimes they come together and sometimes they pull apart, and sometimes they do it at the same time. It's the tension, I think, that puts an environment for learning, for life, for thriving, and for understanding, especially in this 3D. We learn by opposites, really. I mean, is there an up without down? I don't know. Is there a good without bad? I don't know. Is there a left without right? So, just to circle back to the Christmas situation, or just the holidays, here we go with the verses again. We have the family aspect, the warm and fuzzy Sunday morning, kids run down the steps and open the presents, and everybody's sitting around in their Christmas PJs, with a big ass Christmas tree in the middle of this, huge living room with presents and all kinds of shit, bicycles and fucking everything, keys to Mercedes-Benz outside, everything, right? All of that stuff that hardly any of us experience. Hardly any of us get that kind of materialistic outpouring on the 25th. So, but we all try to emulate it with our little fake Christmas trees and, our little 3 packages in an envelope, and I guess we pretend to be happy for the morning until the 26th show up and the bills start rolling in, Say, okay, but it was good. We get it for the kids. The kids done trash the damn toys by that night. It's all like whatever. But this is my cynical. People say this is my cynical approach to things, but think about it, man. Think about it. I just put these things out there. And remember, it's not what you think. It's what you think about. Later.